Effective immediately, I am banning.
Possible that's what you said.
No, would never say that. Like, there's no place for that in our league. Wouldn't say that.
So even though you can't remember, you know that that was not what you
I know
said.
it wasn't that because I wouldn't use that type of language.
Sentiments of this kind are contrary to the principles of inclusion and respect that form the foundation of our diverse, multicultural, and multi-ethnic league.
Brittney Griner just pulled off something nobody thought possible. She managed to get herself fired by NBA Commissioner Adam Silver after unleashing one of the most disgraceful tirades women's basketball has ever seen. On live television, in front of millions, Griner was caught calling Caitlin Clark a trash white girl as she stormed off the court. It wasn't edgy, it wasn't competitive, it was flat-out hate. And this time, there was no sweeping it under the rug.
Brittney Griner appeared to call Caitlin Clark trash and effing white girl.
The fallout was instant. Social media lit up like Times Square on New Year's Eve. Fans exploded in outrage, and after months of silence, the NBA announced it had seen enough. Adam Silver made the call. Griner was done. No suspension, no fine, fired. The message was clear. There may be a double standard in the WNBA, but in the NBA's house, it has no place. Do you stand with Caitlin Clark? Let us know down in the comments below.
We have heard nothing from the WNBA, absolutely nothing.
Brittney Griner elbowing Caitlin Clark in a crazy way and then calling her a trash white girl.
And Brittney Griner has not commented, which I find significant. I've watched that video countless times, and it sure looks like Brittney Griner says, white girl.
The WNBA should investigate Brittney Griner's seemingly uttering profanities about white girls.
And honestly, fans have been waiting for this kind of accountability. The past 2 seasons, Caitlin Clark has been taking the hits, literally and figuratively. She's been shoved into score tables, tripped on drives, elbowed in the jaw, and saddled with technical fouls for daring to show emotion. Not because she plays dirty, but because she dominates. And because in a league that claims equality and no place for hate, too many people seem comfortable targeting Clark for who she is as much as how she plays.
She's the Rookie of the Year. She's 4th in the league in MVP voting.
Caitlin Clark is an absolute all-star. She is the Michael Jordan of this. This is the girl that girls have been waiting for forever.
Caitlin Clark is a rising star in women's basketball. She's pulling in crazy viewership numbers.
Caitlin Clark is the needle mover.
She is the needle mover.
She is the franchise player.
And she was the MVP. She is the main draw.
She wasn't the one who was full sprinting down the court.
She's my role model. I really look up to her.
Why do you like Caitlin?
And she's so good at basketball.
Because she's that awesome person and she has like a lot of aura.
So when Griner, a so-called veteran, looked into those cameras and spat out venom, it wasn't just another trash-talking moment. It was the boiling point. The clip spread across the internet faster than one of Clark's logo threes. You didn't need lip-reading skills to catch it. Everyone saw it. Everyone heard it. And everyone knew it wasn't just competitive banter. It was personal, and it was ugly.
Brittney Griner, who I can't stand, sad that she's a Baylor grad. She called her a trash, expletive white girl. That was the lip reading. Yes, trash, white girl. Trash, blanking, white girl, is what she said.
What's worse? The WNBA brass acted like nothing happened. No fine, no warning, no public statement. Absolute silence. It was louder than a missed free throw in a packed arena. Fans weren't buying it. They were furious. They demanded answers. Why was the league ignoring what was clearly caught on camera? Why was Griner given protection that no other player would ever receive?
Is the WNBA okay with one of its players saying white girl on the bench and getting caught by TV cameras saying such? I guess they are. I guess they're okay with it. Obviously, the league would very much not be okay with a white player saying black girl on the bench in anger and getting caught by TV cameras. That would be an immediate suspension, if not a career ender for said white girl.
Because let's be real. Imagine flipping the scenario. Suppose Caitlin Clark had been the one caught muttering, "trash black girl," as she walked off the floor. She wouldn't just be fined. She wouldn't just be suspended. She'd be crucified in the media, dragged through 24-hour news cycles, and possibly banned from the sport altogether. The narrative would have ended her career before she even hit her prime. But Griner, she got crickets until the NBA stepped in.
But it is completely possible that white girl was about Caitlin Clark's popularity, about her stature, about her impact on the entire league.
She has been abused repeatedly. We have shown you videos, just getting elbowed, getting crushed, inbound passes where they ram into her, just absolutely abused. And there clearly is a racial element to it.
That's why this whole fiasco hit a nerve. Fans weren't just mad about what Griner said. They were mad about the hypocrisy. They remembered how the WNBA jumped headfirst into investigating Indiana Fever fans after vague, unproven allegations that someone heckled Angel Reese. They remembered how Caitlin Clark was fined for a playful Instagram comment about refs. But here, with crystal clear footage of Griner hurling an insult dripping with animosity, the league clammed up. The double standard couldn't be clearer if it was written on a billboard.
The WNBA has come out numerous times. There's no place for hate. There's no place for racism. The league would not be okay with a white player saying effing black girl.
And Clark? She didn't even have to respond. Her entire career has been a response. She's brought record crowds, TV ratings through the roof, and millions of new fans into women's basketball. She's made more history in 2 seasons than some players did in a decade. And for that, she's become a lightning rod. Angel Reese even joined in, reposting a meme that mocked Clark as a white girl running from the fade, practically cheering on the hate.
Let's see an investigation into reverse racism that's going on across the league also. Griner referring quite clearly, I believe, to Caitlin Clark and a white referee as, quote, trash ass white girls.
But here's where the instant karma came into play. Fans weren't content to let this slide. They flooded social media demanding that if the WNBA couldn't handle discipline, then Adam Silver should. And to his credit, he did. The NBA made the decision the WNBA refused to make. Griner's behavior was unacceptable, period, and her time was up.
If you are a straight white woman in the WNBA, there is no way that you feel completely safe.
The noise that's coming.
I don't appreciate the new fans that sit there and yell racial slurs at myself, my teammates, and the people that I play against. Because, yeah, those might be opponents, but those are friends too. You know, they don't deserve that. So I don't appreciate the new fans. I think it's okay to do that.
It's almost poetic. The very player who's been trying to tear Caitlin Clark down has now been torn down herself, not by Clark, but by her own actions and the backlash they sparked. Brittney Griner wanted to embarrass Caitlin Clark. Instead, she embarrassed herself and got booted by the most powerful commissioner in basketball.
Image that she reposted. And the implication is, well, what it says at the top is white, this is how they say girl, G-Y, white gal, G-Y-A-L, running from the fade, like as if Caitlin Clark is basically
And the hits just keep stacking up, literally. Caitlin Clark has been smacked in the face, shoved mid-play, bodied into the hardwood, and treated like a crash test dummy, while every hard foul against her gets celebrated like somebody just won a championship. Through it all, she never retaliates. No dirty elbows, no cheap shots, no temper tantrums. Just pure basketball brilliance while dealing with more hostility than any rookie in league history. If toughness were currency, Clark would already own the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark got roughed up repeatedly by defenders throughout her rookie year last year. It was tempted bullying, trying to break her spirit, intimidate her, put her in her place, get even with her for all the attention she was getting.
But here's the reality check. Every time Caitlin Clark gets fouled, hammered, or mocked, she's expected to zip her lips and smile for the cameras. Be polite, be graceful, take the high road. Meanwhile, the same media that should be defending her claps like trained seals for the very players antagonizing her. The message couldn't be clearer. Some stars get a free pass, while Clark gets a permanent target on her back. And the league? They keep selling slogans about growing the game, while letting the abuse of their biggest star do the exact opposite, shrink it.
She accused the Indiana Fever fan base of being racist. They investigated it. They said those accusations were false. The least that she could do is apologize to our great state and the fans that show up at these games and say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Obviously, she's not going to do that. But also, Dan, why isn't the Indiana Fever apologizing to their own fan base for putting them through that, for going through those types of accusations?
Casual fans see it. Millions of them who tuned in because of Clark now watch in disbelief as she's mocked, shoved, and now hit with a racial insult, all without a shred of accountability from league leadership. They came to see greatness. Instead, they see pettiness, bias, and silence. And when fans realize their favorite player isn't protected, when they feel their outrage dismissed, do you know what happens? They stop watching. They turn the channel. The WNBA has spent decades begging for an audience, and now that they have one, they're on the verge of driving it away with their hypocrisy.
He stated in part, obviously, the league would not be okay with a white player saying effing black girl on the bench in anger.
So here's the question the front office doesn't want to answer. Why is Caitlin Clark held to impossible standards while others skate by? Why is a racially charged insult against her brushed aside like a missed layup, when the exact same insult flipped around would collapse the entire league overnight? That's the hypocrisy driving fans crazy, and unless the WNBA gets serious about fixing it, the fans will do what the refs never seem to, make the tough call and walk away.
WNBA without Caitlin Clark remains an attraction that not many people want to watch. Without Caitlin Clark,
is going to massively affect the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark is the closest thing that they have to quality play. Caitlin Clark, the Caitlin Clark effect is very real. She is the most valuable player in the league.
But just when you thought Brittney Griner's meltdown was the peak of the drama, the internet cranked the volume to max. Old controversies resurfaced, rumors exploded, and suddenly Griner was trending for reasons that went far beyond basketball. Clips, posts, and whispers reignited speculation that's been circling for years. And once again, Caitlin Clark got dragged into the storm simply by existing as the player everyone watches.
Flag you, Brittney. Let me see something real quick. Brick, thank you. Get the hell out of here, yo. Jab stepping, it's the brick. Swing and a miss.
Oh!
Yo, I ain't gonna fake it right now.
That this person is not a female. Firstly, because this was actually posted to Brittney's personal Instagram.
Now, let's be absolutely clear. This isn't about trafficking in conspiracies. This is about the reality of what's already out there, circulating on social media, dissected on forums, and whispered in locker rooms. A topless Instagram story from Griner herself resurfaced, showing a flat chest with no signs of surgery. Instagram's community checking system, notorious for flagging inappropriate content, left it untouched for nearly 2 years, suggesting it may not have registered as female anatomy at all. Combined with her physical frame, deep voice, and style of play, fans are openly questioning whether the league has been hiding something massive.
That this person is not a female. Firstly, because this was actually posted to Brittney's personal Instagram. And when it comes to Instagram, they use a combination of like AI detection and plus manual surveyors, but specifically the AI detection to make sure that no explicit content ends up on the platform. So clearly whatever AI detection system was used when Brittney posted this and it stayed up for 106 weeks was not like, oh, this is a bare female chest, we have to take this down. It obviously assumed that Brittney was male.
The rabbit hole deepens with viral posts claiming Griner was assigned female only on paper by her mother and has lived in the gray area ever since. Is it true? Nobody knows. But here's what matters. The WNBA has never once addressed these concerns, never clarified, never reassured female athletes competing against her that the playing field is level. And when Brittney Griner slams into Caitlin Clark like a linebacker, leaving her sprawling, people start asking whether this is just unsportsmanlike or fundamentally unfair.
Brittney is a weird case. He's a man, yes, that much is obvious, but not in the way that you think. He isn't trans. He's a straight cis male who was raised as a girl and given a girl's name by his parents. His mother is the insane one. She forced him to live as a female right up through high school, filled out all of his paperwork, including BC as female, and kept the charade going.
Because fairness matters. Safety matters. Inclusion doesn't mean ignoring basic standards of competition. And if there's even a shred of truth to these rumors, then the WNBA is sitting on what could be the biggest scandal in modern sports. Female athletes, Caitlin Clark, chief among them, deserve transparency. They deserve protection. And they deserve better than silence from a commissioner more interested in politics than policing her league.
Brittney Griner comes out and says, I am so sick and tired of the WNBA. It used to be a peaceful, small little thing. Now there's crowds screaming, hollering. This is disruptive. It's not allowing us to play the game. Every time we play her, there's this commotion, like this loud rumbling from the stands. Turns out it's people, thousands of them, just sitting there watching on purpose. It's very disruptive.
And then there's the global baggage. We can't forget that Brittney Griner wasn't just a WNBA headline. She was an international one. Arrested in Russia for carrying illegal substances, then swapped in a jaw-dropping trade for one of the most dangerous people in the world. That's not just a basketball controversy, that's a geopolitical earthquake. And yet here she is, protected by the league, while Caitlin Clark, who's simply trying to play the game at a historic level, can't even get a fair whistle. Think about that.
WNBA crew are very fond of virtue signaling, but even when it comes to Brittney's exchange for like the Merchant of Death, which is insane, by the way, but had that been just like a straight white girl, my guess is that straight white girl would probably still be rotting in a Russian prison.
Fans are right to be furious. How can the league bend over backward for a player carrying this much baggage while turning its back on the one athlete who's actually saving the sport? The double standard couldn't be more glaring if it were painted in neon lights. And when Griner crossed the line with her slur against Clark, it was Adam Silver, not Kathy Engelbert, who finally stepped up. The NBA said, enough. They did what the WNBA wouldn't, hold her accountable.
Brittney was male and therefore being topless on the platform was totally fine. It did not constitute as nudity. Now, some people may speculate, okay, well, is Brittney trans?
And that's why this story hits so hard. This isn't just about Clark versus Griner. This is about what kind of league the WNBA wants to be. Do they want to be taken seriously, treated with the same respect as other professional leagues? Or do they want to keep running a circus where accountability only applies to certain players and stars like Clark are left unprotected? Because fans aren't stupid. They know who brings in the money, the ratings, the crowds. They know Caitlin Clark is the reason arenas are full. And they know the league is failing her.
Caitlin Clark is a rising star in women's basketball. She's pulling in crazy viewership numbers.
Caitlin Clark is the GOAT.
She signed my jersey. So happy, I'm crying. I'm so happy. This is the best day ever.
The jerseys, the number 22, the various styles, whether it's a t-shirt with 22, whether it's an Iowa jersey, whether it's a Fever jersey, a throwback, I mean, whatever. The amount of people in yellow 22 apparel is stunning.
Meanwhile, Clark just keeps doing what she's always done, playing basketball at a level that demands respect, whether she gets it or not. She came to elevate the WNBA, to make it bigger, bolder, and more relevant than ever before. Instead of celebrating her, the league has allowed her to be shoved, mocked, insulted, and ignored. But you know what? The fans haven't ignored her. They see it. They feel it. And they're rallying behind her louder than ever.
I love watching her score and just everything about her.
They went the extra mile just to watch her play here.
This is great news for women's basketball. Period.
That's nice.
And she was shooting the shit out of it.
Of course she was.
Right, so she was shooting the shit out of it. And
she's the face of the league.
Agreed.
She's the face of the league. Agreed.
Just have nothing but great things to say about who she is as a person. Just so welcoming and so warm as an individual that she can have a conversation with anybody. She's cut from the same cloth as me in that regard. You know what? Us Midwesterners, we tend to just, accept everybody with open arms. She was so kind to my family and everyone in the suite when she came to KC. So huge fans of Caitlin Clark.
It is a mad situation just all around when it comes to Caitlin Clark.
And if the WNBA won't take action, then it's up to the fans to send the message. Comment, I stand with CC if you're tired of the hypocrisy. If you believe Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever deserves fairness, dignity, and safety, let your voice be heard. Because here's the truth. If the league doesn't protect Clark, it isn't just failing her, it's failing its own future. And thanks to Adam Silver's move, the world now knows what accountability looks like. Instant karma finally hit Brittney Griner. The only question left is whether the WNBA will find the courage to clean up its own mess or keep proving why it's stuck in the shadows of the sport Caitlin Clark is trying to save. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.